What's going on, fellas? So today we're going to discuss why you should never argue with a woman. And today's video is going to relate closely to law number 9 of the 48 Laws of Power. And that's win through your actions and never with argument. And I believe that law of power was 100% made for when it comes to dealing with women. Because arguing and going back and forth with a woman, fellas, is a lose-lose battle. You will never win that negotiation. And that's what it is, fellas, when you're going back and forth trying to prove yourself to a woman, trying to win the argument, trying to convince her that your idea or your program is better than hers. That's a negotiation, fellas. So let me tell you this. I give you a gem before we even get started. You must be willing to walk away. I think that's another law of power, fellas. Y'all let me know in the comments. But in all dynamics, in all relationships, in all situations, all negotiations, you must have the ability or be willing to walk away. Because if not, you have no leverage. So when you do argue, you already lost before you started. All right, G? So that's the first thing. Be willing to walk away. But what I'm going to do for you today is I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't argue with a woman, and I'm going to tell you what to do instead. All right, G? I have never won arguing with a woman. Even if I won the argument, fellas, there's a few things that I lost. All right, G? And I'm going to explain that today. Now, first reason why is because women don't understand logic and reason. Now, when I say that, let me be precise. When you're in an altercation with a woman, whatever y'all arguing about, G, it don't matter. One thing that happens is a woman's emotions, and this is one of the main reasons why arguing with a woman is a fallacy and it never works. Her emotions are triggered. All right, fellas, based on whatever the fuck happened or based on what you said, whether she liked it, she didn't like it, maybe you offended her, maybe you triggered one of her traumas, fellas, who fucking knows? But one thing that goes up is her emotions. And one thing that goes down is logic and reason. So, this is how you fix a problem, because that's usually what you're arguing about, right, fellas? A problem. But this is how you fix a problem. Logic and reason. Facts. What the fuck is actually going on? All right, G? But it's a coincidence, and it so happened, and it's ironic, that when you are arguing with a woman, which you shouldn't be, they really don't be talking about what's going on. They usually talking about the past, what probably is going on, some hypothetical shit, some shit that happened 8 years ago, some shit that's probably related to a movie she saw on Netflix, some shit she heard on a podcast, G. All logic and reason out the window. All right, fellas? And women will do and say anything to win an argument. And I would tell you this, even after the argument, you done laid out all your logic and reason and you don't feel like you won because you shut her down and now she quiet. One thing you probably lost, and another reason why you should never argue with a woman, is your frame. All right, GC, this is a mistake that I used to make. I used to be a crash out. And I'm very articulate and I know how to speak, so I can shut people down in the debate easy. But one dynamic that shit doesn't work in is when you're dealing with women. Now, there will be times where you got to sit a woman down and explain to her something. In a calm manner, of course. G, all that yelling and shit ain't necessary. But there's going to be times where you got to talk to a woman and explain to her some shit. And you're very demanding and assertive about what you're saying. And she listening the whole time. But if you guys are going back and forth and you got to like over talk her, why? Because she's over talking you and she ain't listening to you. And there's really no stable dialogue. Fellas, the frame is gone at that point. Why? Because she doesn't respect what the fuck you got to say. So you at the point where the only reason why you got to talk loud, not because you want to yell, but because you got to get over her voice and her volume, the frame is gone, G, at that point. All right, G, I'm going to be honest with you. So it's another reason why you shouldn't argue with women, because once your frame is gone, lack of respect tends to follow. All right, G, it's just how it works. All right, fellas, it's a domino effect. So, don't argue with women. Now you're like, well, what the fuck do I do when this chick crashing out and getting fresh? I'm going to tell you what to do in a second, G. Hold on. Next thing, and this is the biggest reason why. All right, G, and we're going to move on to what to actually do. The biggest reason why you shouldn't argue with women, because all you're doing is adding fuel to the fire. All right, G? Whether it's positive or whether it's negative, women crave attention. And this is one of the fucking dark truths about female nature, alright, G? It doesn't matter, bro. As long as you're giving a woman attention, now you're probably like, damn, bro, that's toxic. And you're probably like, damn, bro, that's only the women you deal with. Bro, when you get into a relationship with a woman and she has burning desire for you, and not even that, the reason why this shit happen and the reason why a woman can feed off of this negative energy and attention is because you lost your frame. Alright, G? So even women who are not bad women will still love and feed off this fucking attention, because all women, G. See, this was the fuck I don't like when people say, oh, no, all women are the same. Bro, any woman will start an argument. I can't find one woman who just lives this peaceful fucking stoic life and never wants an emotional ride, not one moment in her life. See, some guys fuck this up and lie to themselves and cope and say, oh, no, one day I'm going to meet a woman in her 20s and her 30s, and for the rest of her life, she's never going to start an argument. Bro, you're kidding yourself. Now, I'm going to tell you this. If you keep your frame, there's less chances she'll start an argument. And less chances she'll shit test you. And less chances she'll get out of pocket and try to feed off of negative attention and validation. But my point is, as long as you're going back and forth with a woman, bro, she's gonna love that shit, and she don't even love it. You're just giving her attention, bro. So I tell you this, you never reward bad behavior. How do you reward bad behavior? By going back and forth with her. And you don't think it's rewarding her. Why? Because you fussing with her. No, you're rewarding her by giving her attention, because that's what she wants. See, us as men, we don't want all that bullshit. Somebody coming to us, tripping, going back and forth with us, bringing up shit from the past. We don't like that shit. Why? We would call it toxic. G, we like our peace. Men love to go a whole year without an argument. A whole year without an argument for a woman is boring, G. All right? Now, I'm not saying you got to argue with her. There's other ways you can get her emotions going, fellas, in more positive, productive ways. But I'm saying if you're not doing that and you're boring, especially if you lost your frame, G, this bitch will start an argument with your ass out of nowhere. Let's talk about what to do instead. All right, G, because I never recommend arguing with a woman. All right, never mind you being stoic. Arguing with a woman, G, you show her that you got time for bullshit and that you are rewarding bad behavior. This is for you guys in relationships. Remember I said always be willing to walk away. So if it gets to a point to where you can't take it anymore and you can't tolerate it, just leave her, all right? But for you guys in long-term relationships or married guys, and you don't want to walk away from the chick and you want to keep her, but she's arguing all the time and you trying to figure out what to do, and you trying to figure out whether or not this the right chick for you because you see it going bad and it's going down a downward spiral, this is what you do next. You give her a soft next. All right, G, now let me explain this shit precisely. For you long-term relationship guys, you shouldn't be living with a woman if you guys don't have kids and plan on getting married and all that stuff. So you guys don't live together. So let's say you argued in person, y'all face to face, and you can't take it no more because I told you not to argue with this chick for all these reasons. Why? First thing you do, politely walk away. Let her know you ain't got time to be arguing. You're a grown-ass man. You got shit to do, and you walk away. You ain't got to break up with her, G, but just walk away. Now, this is where the soft next comes into play. Now, you must ignore her. How long do you ignore her? Anywhere between 24 to 72 hours. Why are you ignoring her? You are ignoring her to show her that you do not reward bad behavior and you are not about to give her attention just because she wants to argue. Why are you doing this? To keep your frame in a relationship. And I'll tell you another reason why you're doing this. Because if you give her a soft next, all right, G, and you give her that space and you let her calm down and you calm down and you set this boundary that you're not about to argue with her, you're going to know if that's the right chick for you. Because I'm going to tell you a few things that could happen inside this 24 to 72 hours. All right, G, one of the things that could happen while you giving her space and while you ignoring her is that she could cheat. Why? Because women love attention and validation. So if she's not getting it from you and she's a 304, she gonna go get it from somebody else. And that's a clear way to know she ain't the right chick for you. All right, G? Some guys may be like, well, you should expect her to cheat because you was ignoring her. Nah, G, she was arguing too damn much. She need to be ignored. She deserves that lack of attention. That's how you get her mind right, and that's how you know if that's the right chick for you. All the betas don't know how to do this. That's why they stay with a chick for the rest of their life that they don't need to be with. All right, G? So, soft necks. Now, another thing that can happen in these 24 to 72 hours is that she can come to her senses and realize that she was tripping. Now, G, if you was wrong, G, you was wrong, all right? Simple as that. But at the same time, at a certain point, we got to stop arguing, all right, fellas? So she might come to her senses. You never know. She might come to you and apologize and realize the shit that she did wrong. Sometimes that happens, all right, G? But never mind. Let's say it don't happen. Let's say her ego is so big and she decides to leave and she decides to go. And you ignoring her and giving her a soft neck don't work. Now you know. Because let me tell you this. A woman who wants you and a woman who is there for you and a woman who thinks you're her best option, she ain't gonna leave because she got common sense. And only a little child will up and leave because they got ignored because they were being a dickhead. All right, fellas, so understand. This is how you keep your frame in a relationship. Now, if you don't want to do this and give her a soft neck, just leave her, bro. All right, just be a man, pull up your pants, grab your nuts, and leave her. Now, let's say she does come back and she does come to her senses. You got to understand that the beast is enslaved. This whole nice act that she doing right now and she all fucking submissive and she sucking dick for 3 weeks straight, that's temporary if you don't set boundaries. So when she does come back, you have to let her know, baby girl, for future references, we not doing that arguing shit anymore. All right? You don't have to threaten her. You don't even have to give her an ultimatum. You just let her know, well, it kind of is an ultimatum. And you let her know the next time you want to go as far as dragging shit on in an argument, because I'm not about to go back and forth arguing, it's over. I'm walking away. And that's the end of that. And if she want to be like, well, you can walk away, you can leave, well, then that's when you know, all right? But if that's the right woman for you and she has respect for you and for herself, she'll understand and she'll respect your boundaries. Because she should have boundaries and standards as well. All right, G? But the main point of this video is, bro, you got to stop arguing with women. Why? One, because it's draining your energy. Two, because you should be working instead. All right, you don't have time to argue with women, bro. Not in 2025, G. It's too much shit going on, bro. It's drones flying every the fuck where, bro. It's too much shit going on, G. Next thing, and I said this, and we talked about this a lot, but I'm going to dive into this a little bit more. All right, fellas, you got to be willing to walk away. If you guys ever played chess, you know that the most important piece on the chessboard is the king. But the most powerful piece on the chessboard is the queen. Why is it the queen? Because the queen has the ability to move each and every way in each and every direction how far she wants to. The king, which is the most important piece, can only move one spot in each direction at a time. All right, G? But if the king dies, the game is over. If the queen dies, it's not even that bad. You can actually respawn that bitch and get another queen. All right, fellas? This is just like life. So, just like chess, you have to be willing to sacrifice your queen. And the reason why is because if you don't, and you spend the whole game trying to protect the queen and sacrificing all this other shit, sacrificing your bishop, your rook, doing all this shit for the queen, and you're even willing to get to the point to where you're willing to sacrifice yourself, which is the king, for this chick, you're going to lose the game of life. All right, fellas, you're going to end up like most men, sad, depressed, and at the verge of going black pill because they're not willing to sacrifice the queen in their life. They're not willing to walk away, and they're willing to argue every day with the same women about the same stuff, bro. All right? So you got to stop arguing with women. And one of the main reasons why is because you don't have time. All right, G, you don't. The time you are spending arguing with a woman, your competition is working. So, G, there will be problems in relationships, in marriages, in dynamics. But there's a more proactive way to fix them. And one of those ways is not fucking arguing. All right, fellas? But this is what you do if you got a chick who's starting too much drama. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in today. Share this with a homeboy that this will help out. All right, fellas? It's your boy, KD. We out of here, baby.